This is a trip down memory lane. Sony Computer Entertainment America presents Cattle Call. That's not the name of the game. I'm just gonna let it play for nostalgic's sake. Was there an intro, or is it just...
Let the spirits guide me.
Alright, I think I let the intro play enough times that we can actually get started. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and whatever time zone you're in. I hope you guys can understand me clearly without the closed captioning. Welcome to part 1 of Arc the Lad, and I'm trying to say Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits. Let's get nostalgic, shall we? Alright, stereo's pretty good, vibration is pretty good, normal, battle voice is on, definitely. Alright, so that you can actually hear me, I have to turn down the volume on my mic. I beat this game before. Like, back when I was, young, and when I first played this game, I gave this game a good score, just for nostalgic's sake. And I played this game when it first came out. Not, exactly the day it came out, but I played it the same year. And I had a ball with Arc the Lad Twilight of the Spirits. It was a solid PS2 game. But of course, no one played it back in the day. Only a rare few people who was into tactical RPGs like me, and I was an RPG fanatic back in the day. And I mean back in the day. I was Team Final Fantasy, anything JRPG or RPG, but really JRPG, I would be playing non-stop. So of course I played naturally Arc the Lad Twilight of the Spirits. I actually, like I was saying, I beat the game. But I only played 2 Art the Lad, and hopefully that changes for PlayStation Plus Premium in the future. Because I do want to play the first 3, because I only heard some pretty solid things about the first and the second one. So here's a history lesson. Alright, so... And I'm going to keep this brief. So the first Art the Lad, came out in 1995, exclusively for the PlayStation. Yeah, I remember that. but I didn't get the chance to play it, and I obviously didn't get a chance to play Arc the Lad Collection, which contained 1, 2, 3, and Arc the Lad Monster Tournament. So I missed out, and it would have been cool if I got to play it because I was curious about the first three. I just didn't have the opportunity to play it back in the day. Hopefully, like I said, that's a request to Sony, to PlayStation, to bring the Art the Lag collection, just the entire series to PlayStation Plus Premium. I appreciate that we got Art the Lag Twilight of the Spirits. Sadly, the series just has not. It's never coming back because the main developer for Art the Lag series, he left like. I think if I'm reading this right in Wikipedia, just looking at it, yeah, it looks like he left Square Enix Company Ltd on February 28th, 2011. And then he looks like he came back in 2016 to do the mobile Art the Lad reboot, which I'll explain briefly. But you know what killed the series? And I played the game, and I beat this game. Not this game, but the other game. The one that's kind of like the stinky pile that killed the series. That was kind of like the nail in the coffin. I wouldn't say Art the Lat R, and I didn't even know it existed until today. But they say that one came out in August 25th of 2018, so it was 6 years old. It came out apparently for mobile phones, iOS, and that's iPhone, and Android in Japan. And then the English servers closed down on June 14, 2022. So I guess it didn't do well because it closed down 2 years ago. And in Japan, the servers closed out or is discontinued in June 30th of 2021. Yeah, the Arc the Lat series just hasn't been able to kind of get people back on board. And I can tell you which game exactly killed the series. Not this game. No, this game was still solid enough. I can see why people would not play it, and I can see what the flaws is. But for nostalgic sake, no, I appreciate this game more than I should. Art the Lad End of Darkness. That's the game that officially killed Art the Lad series and kind of like made the series obscure. Or let me put it this way: it killed the series. There's always a game in some major franchise that kills a series. Looking at you, Halo 5 of Guardians. Halo 5 Guardians. That I feel like that's the series that killed Halo. People might disagree with me, and that's completely fair. But that's the example I'm using. Arc the Lad Into Darkness, and I did play that back in the day, but I rented it, and I was smart to do it back then. And I see what there were some good positive things, but it was only a rare few positive things for Arc the Lad Into Darkness back in the day. It was definitely not better than Twilight of the Spirits. No, there's a reason why Twilight of the Spirits was still one of the greats, but not the greats. But it was much better than End of Darkness. You had weak protagonists. Stories sucked. The crossovers from the better games, from Arc the Lat 1 and 2 all the way Twilight of the Spirits, you have crossover characters that came to that game because there's nothing that Inner Darkness could do to save their game. It sucked, and I can honestly say it sucked. And I'm looking at the reviews for Inner Darkness. The score was pretty low. It was terrible, and I can honestly say I could give it a low score. I think I gave it like a 4 or 5 in the back in the day, and it took a while to beat that game. But when I did, I wasn't even satisfied. Am I telling you to basically not play Arc the Light in the Darkness? No, I would say start with the very first one, play it to 3 if you have it back in the PS1 days. Or let's just say they port it to PS or PlayStation Plus Premium. Then yeah, more power to you if you can actually get those. Those are hard to get because the series is kind of dead in the water. It's dead now. I digress. Okay, so I basically went on mini rant about 9 minutes, but I kind of wanted to explain my history of Arc the Lad, Twilight of Spirits, and my history with it. So that's my request. Back to that, what I'm saying, Sony, please bring Arc the Lad 1 or the Arc the Lad collection, please bring it to Premium. I would be very appreciated because I do want to start from scratch. I kind of want to see where the series started with the first one and go all the way to the third one. That would be cool. But if they do like a remake, remaster, I would be also cool. If they did it like like what they're doing with Dragon Quest III HD 2 make. That would be cool if they did it like that. But it would be weird with Art the Lad. But it would be cool to see it in a modern lens. I don't think they could. No, there's no way they could revive the series because Into Darkness kind of killed any hope of the series returning. They had to do like a remake and remaster, really remaster. But they tried to do it with that Art the Lad R, and you saw how that went. All right, I'm finally done. So let's get started. Oh my gosh, memory card slot 1 and 2. Oh man, that brings me back so much. Gosh, I love that. Anyway. I can't turn the subtitles off. But that's the way it is.
Let the spirits guide me.
Gosh. These two music just brings me back to the PS2 when this game came out. Man, this brings me back so much. I love it.
All right. Ready? Let's go, Lloyd.
Kharg, you can do it.
All right. Let's begin. You're showing a lot of improvement.
Hang on. We're not finished yet. How's that?
Well done.
Oh, the nostalgic is flowing through me. Not washing me, but that's appropriate. Oh man, play this card. This brings me back so much. This feels like something from the PS2 era. Alright, so I can obviously tell you who plays on Kharg because I'm very familiar with this guy. Quentin Flynn. So I can definitely tell you about him. My friend, he definitely knows Quentin Flynn. He plays pretty much OG Raiden before. Yeah, he was definitely in the Metal Gear series. His best role is clearly Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriot, and obviously Metal Gear Rising Revengeance because of the memes. He played Axel in the Kingdom Hearts series if you played that series. He was in Digimon Data Squad, and my gosh, he's in a lot. He was in anime a lot back in the day, and I mean a lot. He played in Naruto Shippuden, and so on. Definitely Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. But the one we really know of is Raiden. Sorry, not Raiden, Raiden. That is one of his best roles, and we all know it. Oh yeah, he played Reno from the Final Fantasy series. I already said that. What else did he play? Well, you get him in the anime? I would say appreciate it because he doesn't do anime a lot. He's mostly in video games, and the list of video games that he's been in is a lot. It is quite a lot. I mean, you do hear Quentin Flynn. You hear Quentin Flynn in specific games, but it's really hard to get him in games. I don't know if it's just because he got older or he just doesn't do video games as much. But yeah, back in the early 2000 and kind of like early 2010 decade, yeah, dude was in almost everything. And I was like, oh wow, Quentin Flynn's in everything. But now you don't see him as much. I mean, you see, he was kind of in the era of like Tara Strachan. So if you remember Tara Strachan, James Arnold Taylor back in the day, yeah, you know who he was. I mean, he was killing it. He had some pretty solid roles, but you just don't see him as much. Okay, so the girl, and I didn't know who her voice actress was back in the day, but I'll look it up, because you guys are probably wondering why I'm looking up the VA for this. It's because, well, to save you guys work, and also because, hey, why not? Also, I find it intriguing. Okay, so her voice actress is Jill Talley. And you probably heard her in a lot of work. The one that is significant is Karen Playton, the robotic wife of Playton, if you remember her. Sarah Du Bois, if you remember her from the Bird Dogs. Anyway, looks like she is Rita Loud on the Loud House, if you know her or if you watch Loud House. Looks like she's married to Todd Kenny. Really? She's married to SpongeBob? That's interesting. My gosh, she's been married to him for a while. But yeah, she was kind of one of the early, kind of like 2000s, that if you knew her, you knew her. I barely knew her, but I heard her before. Yeah, basically her after work was early 2000, just like James Arnold Taylor and like Quentin Flynn. I mean, she was like back in the day, like well known, and you really haven't heard from her for a while because from 2013, like from 2002 to 2013, she was active, and then we didn't hear from her for a long while. In fact, it's kind of like a 9-year gap of absence, which is kind of interesting. Really, the only thing that we have seen her in 2022 was a Nickelodeon game and SpongeBob SquarePants, because she's still voicing Karen. And yeah, she's up there in terms of age. We haven't heard from her for a while. Alright, let me see if I can find Lloyd, because it's been a while too. I'm gonna try to find him. If I can, cool. If I can't, that's okay. And then I'm going to continue on. I just like finding whoever played it. Okay, so Nick Jemisin. Alright, so let's see what he's been in. I'm going to try to find this guy. Hold on a minute. Alright, so Nick Jemisin, gosh, he is old. He is like 75. And if I'm thinking of the same guy, and hopefully this is the video game version. Yeah, okay, so he was in... This is Lloyd. Got it. Guy has been in a lot of work. There's just too much that I can honestly say that he's been in. He's definitely been in Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, if anyone remember that from the PSP. He was definitely in Spider-Man the Animated Series because he played Richard Fisk and Morbius. It's Morphin time. Anyway, too easy. He is... Looks like he played... And Sexton, Sam and Max Hit the Road, and Psychonauts. Yeah, he's been in early 2000, but really early 90s video games, early 2000. Bro is still doing work. My gosh, this guy's been in a lot of work. Yeah, this guy's been active since 1992, and he's still active. I think 2021, Psychonauts 2 is his last role that he's did before, but he's 35. Guy has pretty much a grocery list of... It's not a perfect metaphor. Guy has been busy. Okay, how many minutes have I spent on that? About 19 minutes. Completely cool with that. Alright, let's do it. This feels like early 2000. Probably. Huh. No, there's no point to do voice acting because I would say let the voice actors earn their paycheck and let them actually talk in the cutscenes. And what I mean is, I don't have to narrate these characters because they actually have legit voice acting. It doesn't happen as much in the PS2 version, and I don't want a remake or remaster of Twilight Spirits. I think it's perfect as it is. I think if they were going to bring it to the modern consoles, like, let's just say they do a remake or remaster, I would say have voice acting in these kind of things too. That would be appreciated, but that would mean kind of like either having the cast who voiced the characters in the 2003 version to come back, reprise their lines, and add new lines, which I imagine not all of them want to do, or just hire new actors and actresses to kind of voice these characters, which I don't think they want to do for a series that didn't sell a whole lot. Just saying. Give me one sec. Banjo-Kazooie? Too easy. Oh yeah, right, the whole kind of like, they face into you, the characters. Gosh, this feels like PS2 era. You know what they really, also another request that they should bring to PlayStation Plus Premium, besides the PS3 games, that they really need to do an emulation, because that would add so much value to the Premium if they brought the PS3 games finally. I think it's been enough time, and I would want them to do it. They should also bring like Tales of Abyss and Tales of what I think it's called Legendia? Don't quote me on that, but anything from the PS2 of the Tales series, I think they need to bring to the forefront. They already brought Tales of Symphonia, that was a good move, but they need to bring Tales of Abyss. I enjoyed the crap out of that game back in the day, because I beat it. But hey, I'll take what I can get. I don't know why. I mean, you guys are childhood friends. I mean, it's not like you haven't seen him in his, like... I don't know. Man, that music just... This music just brings me back, immediately back to the PS2 era. It's so weird to play a PS2 game on the PS5. And yeah, guys, this is the plan. I am pretty much doing PS2 games and PS1 games on the, obviously on the PS4 emulation or the PS5 emulation. Why? Because I choose to. And as much as I want to focus on Saints Row 4 Remaster, I can always buy it like later in the future, not right away. So even if I don't finish it like on Tuesday, that's okay. That's a game I might want to take my time on. Just saying, I don't think I should rush that one. If you guys can see my expression, big stupid grin, it just brings back so much nostalgic. I put so much hours. If I remember back in the PS2 days, I think I put up to 30 to 50 hours in this. I remember I stayed up like maybe till 4 AM trying to finish this one. Those were the breaks in PS2. If you were not staying up till 4 AM to kind of play those games, then you're doing it wrong. Anyway. Yeah. Cut! Flashback time!
Long, long ago, people lived in peace with the spirits. But a divine ruler with an evil heart appeared, and he used the power of science to try to rule the world. However, many brave people stood up against this ruler. Borrowing the power of the spirits, they defeated the evil ruler, and they sealed his body inside an ark. Do you know what an ark is? It's like a box that holds mysterious power. Wow!
So the bad guys always lose, right?
Well, the Divine Ruler came back to life thousands of years later to take his revenge for being imprisoned for so long.
Really? Then what happened?
Coming back to life and escaping from the Ark, the Divine Ruler had taken a very strange form, one never seen before on this earth. And then he tried to destroy the world. However, there appeared a great hero and a holy mother who carried on the will of all those brave souls of the past, and they stood up to fight this evil Divine Ruler. It was a long and fierce battle, but in the end, they defeated the Divine Ruler and sealed him in the Ark once more. However, as a result of all this, the world was badly scarred, and the spirits disappeared from the face of the earth. But something else appeared in their place, beings called Deimos. Humans and Deimos loathed each other, and this led to fierce confrontation. In time, the world was divided in two, with humans living in one half and Deimos in the other. And eventually, it became strictly forbidden for humans and Deimos to associate with one another.
I always enjoyed the story of Arc the Lad Twilight of the Spirits. It could have been like simple, straightforward storytelling, but as you'll see, and if I get done with like Kharg's storyline pretty fast enough, then there's another character that you get to play in Arc the Lad Twilight of the Spirits too, and I would say his story is the most interesting, but once you learn about Kharg's like origins, then he gets much interesting. But I will say, Kharg is kind of like the standard JRPG that you're used to. But the other character, he is the more complex and more interesting character. I like playing that other character. But not saying that Kharg is not fun to play. Yeah, absolutely is fun to play. But yeah, in terms of like his story, it kind of starts like ease into it. He's the storyline that you... For beginners, he's a good starter character. I think that's pretty obvious enough. Alright, so the lady who played Lady Nafia, I know I mispronounced it, but who cares, was Gabriela, looks like Contreras. I don't know if I pronounced that right either. Alright, so her best acting role is Andrea Zuckerman in Beverly Hills 90210. Which I think my wife was saying a lady passed away from that show I think it was today? I haven't seen the show, so I am not familiar with that show at all. I know my wife said that she watched it, like, back in the day. So, yeah, anyway. In terms of, like, stuff that she's done, it's kind of been empty. We have not really seen a whole lot of activity from her. In terms of, like, video games... She's been in a lot of shows and a lot of, like, movies, but not a lot of movies that people would be like, oh, I remember you. No, she's really known for Beverly Hills 90210, and that's kind of pretty much it. In video game department, she's in, like, really, really kind of Marvel games in early 2000. After 2009, she's kind of gone dark. You haven't really seen her a lot. In terms of her age, she's 63, but we don't really know too much about her. Well, anyway, back to the walkthrough. What I like doing VA, if there is voice acting in a game, and if it's not like, if there's no voice acting, then of course I don't have to do it. But if there is voice acting, I like to acknowledge the voice actors. It's kind of a hobby, and that kind of makes me unique, because I like to do it. Because of plot convenience. Did you take the Windstone? True. I'm calling him Banjo-Kazooie and no one can convince me otherwise. I feel like that's going to be important. About the spirit of the wind. I feel like someone's going to make a joke. Well, anyway. Looks like we can't get past them, because I was curious of what was below there, but nope. Oh, I know this old man they're talking about. He was very important. That's what and he caught me off guard too. When he did that reveal when I was a kid back in the day, when you know about the old man, it just blows your mind because you're like, everything led up to this moment. Ah, 200, wait, is it 200 gold or 200 gil? I always get some JRPG and RPG currency confusing, because they all kind of start to blend together after a while. Bye, Banjo-Kazooie! Tsundere. Tsundere! She wants the Kharg, baby. Even when I was a kid back then, oh my gosh, I could tell that Paulette was crushing on Kharg, like, non-stop. Alright, 200 go. Was this the item store? It's been so long. Yes. Yeah, no shit. Alright, how much are we looking? I feel like the healing herb would be useful. Let's just take 5 for now. It's been... no, not 10. That would be all my gold. That's pretty much half of my gold. Sure, why not? We don't need a revival. It's just like the tutorial. And I remember... okay, some healing herbs, spirit stones. Man, that brings me so much back. Yeah, it's been years, so yeah. Oh yeah! Thanks to Defense Corps member, I remember that. Yeah, let's see how much the weapon parts is that I can't afford! Oh, man. Man, this brings me back so much. Alright, accessories. But we're gonna find these in a world map anyway, so no point to actually waste money on this one. Characters I actually want to talk to! Ha! Everybody wants the Kharg babies! I am! Okay. Yeah, then pretty much do what your wife and mother are doing. Yeah, sure. Just kind of going into here, see if there's some items. Well, let's go see the old lady. Huh, this Lady Napia, or Kharg's mom, is pretty freaking great. Yeah, it would be terrible if something happened to her! Because everyone seems to like her! Looks like he was trying to kind of, you know, fancy Paulette. Must be the bar. Not yet, but you know, he is a lord, so he could technically buy the whole bar, I guess. You know, if his kingdom was, you know, around. What if he did? I mean, he is monarch. Sure, why not? Oh, well, I don't need to be healed because I just started the game. Thank you, Hela. Oh yeah, let's ask about the Defense Corps office. Ah, well, you didn't really tell us too much about it. You were in the corner of a bar where Some people wanna go where everybody knows your name. Da 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 da. I'm sorry, we're in a bar. Of course I'm gonna sing that. A wild monkey monster. Sorry, that just sounds ridiculous than it should be. Well, obviously I'm gonna go because I am pretty much an able body and I can freaking do it. Yeah, let's go and save. Man, this brings me back. Oh, that's crazy. I know my brother would probably see me playing this, but I don't think he'd care back in the day. But still! I don't think there was a lot of side quests for this. I think it was primarily main quests and story missions only. And by main quests and story quests, I mean they're the same bloody thing, so you know. I know this. You know, the older I get, the more appreciation I have for PS1 all the way to PS3. I mean, games like this, yes, it didn't break the mold, it wasn't revolutionary, but you really look back on it fondly because look at where games are at this point. Yes, it's more live service games, but narratives are now more complex, and Arc the Last Twilight of the Spirits back in the day was complex in terms of its story. Simplistic, yes, but complex. Yeah, because you don't have a sword and you're not a main freaking protagonist. Hey, what's all this about? Alright, so we gotta find Banjo. Banjo-Kazooie. Okay. Oh, it must be the monkey monster that guy was talking about. Ah, there we go. Castle Ruins to Chaos Forest. Got it. So, is this an optional boss battle that we're gonna fight? Or is it a side quest? It's been so long, I can't remember myself. I remember back in the PS2 days, I 100% the crap out of this game. Alright, let's try to fight Banjo. That seems like a side quest. Banjo-Kazooie, are you in here? Oh, freaking course not! Alright, I'm in minutes if I put in this. Because I will absolutely go an hour. I do not mind. This game is nostalgic sake. Now, on part 2, I might put 40 minutes or close to 50 minutes in that one. And guys, you can't blame me, because this is a game I played back in the day, so of course, I'm going to play the crap out of this game. Because of nostalgia. Alright, Banjo, where are you? Banjo-Kazooie! Maybe he's in the Chaos Forest, or maybe he's in the Scrap Hotel. Wait, I think that's him. No, that's not him. Banjo-Kazooie, are you here? You are here literally somewhere. Ah! I think that's him. Yeah, there we go. Ah, cool. Knuckle guard. I think that was the equipment. Dude, the menu system, it brings me back so much. Knuckle guard for basically OG Kharg, so why not? This brings me back so much. You guys have no idea how much this brings me back. If you played the Arc the Lad series, like from the first game, or even Twilight of Spirits, or even Into the Darkness, if you had to suffer that travesty, then you know how much nostalgia it brings to everybody back in the day. Yeah, but you're not gonna give me an item, you're just gonna make me your errand boy because, you know, I'm lower Kharg, lower OG Kharg, but nope! Doesn't mean dick! Oh, this... Man, this brings me back. Yeah, I remember the music was fantastic. Sorry, I'm just gonna zone out and just kind of go in zen mode playing the music. Man, it brings me back. Dude, the music's still solid. It's not the best, I will admit. Maybe the earlier Arc the Lad's music was like it slaps. But yeah, you can't deny Twilight of the Spirits, it just feels like they were so much passion in the music. That's why I also... Man! Sorry, I'm just getting into it. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Da 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 da. Sorry, going back into mode. There is no way that this music should go this hard. Is Arc the Lad kind of considered a JRPG? I guess you can consider it a JRPG or a strict RPG, but it feels like JRPG. This music should not slap this freaking hard. Alright. We gotta actually continue this. Man, when JRPG music slaps so hard, it's still not saying that JRPG music doesn't slap hard at this moment, but man, back in the day, it was so revolutionary in terms of the music. Okay, I'm done fanboying out. Not yet. Man, this brings me back. I know it's 55 minutes, but I'll let it go to an hour. I'm making an assumption because this game is nostalgic value in the best way. Oh, this brings me back so much. Oh man, this guy, and I have so much appreciation for the story because of how the story progresses. It gets crazy. I wouldn't say it gets like super crazy, but man. Yeah, the music holds up. I think it's pretty solid. Now, the voice acting, I think it was good back in the day. It's not bad. I think they had actually a pretty good to great for specific characters. Not all of them. But for the voice cast they got back in the day, yeah, I think they were pretty great for pretty good to great. They were not like excellent, but still, for back in the day. Well, they're monsters. Oh yeah, he does that. Right, she had kind of like a sling. Oh man! This brings me back. It's gonna be over an hour, but it brings me back. Okay, skills. One last chance. Right, he has that ability. Sling, knife. Oh man. Man, this brings me back. And she has first aid too, that does 6. Oh man, this brings me back so much. I can't wait to get back to the comeback. Alright, items we got is good thing I brought the healing herbs for this exact purpose. 1 revival. And immediately as soon as I play this game, I'm like, it clicked. It clicked as I'm snapping. It clicked because I remember of what to do, the stats and all that. And the character portraits. And pretty much how it is, the video format, because of those 2 black kind of like on the, you know what I'm talking about. How everything is like full screen and 4K and I guess 8K to this point. This is what we had back in the PS2, those black bars on the left and right. It is so much nostalgic. You guys have no idea. No, if you play Art the Lad Twilight Spirits, you have all the appreciation for this game back in the day. Or those type of games, because we didn't have the technology back then. But they were still fun, because they were a video game first, and everything else was bonus features. Alright, I'm done. Let's start. I think I love the battle music too. Oh man! Yep. Dude, this brings me back. Okay. Looks like there are... I can't see... Do we have a camera control? No, I guess we don't. Technically, this was my really early real-time strategy roleplay, but I think it's considered a tactical RPG, but this was one of my early ones. So of course I'm nostalgic. Okay, it's been so long. Dude, that music! It brings me back immediately, back in those days. Alright, it's been 59 minutes. We'll stop here and immediately go back to part 2. I'm sorry. I'm just feeling all of that nostalgic just hitting right back. I feel like a kid again. That's, oh man. Oh man.